I'm right here watching history be made. Bitcoin is up to $111,000. It's an all-time high, and it's continuing to rise. I've seen it break 111,002, and it's the highest it's ever been. It's ridiculous. I mean, look at this. Last trade, we had 2 Bitcoin for $111,000 a piece. It's just crazy to me. I mean, look at this graph. You see this graph? This is just from the last 3 minutes. Just give me a second. I'll switch it up.
Hey, what's going on, bull runners? Welcome back to the channel. We're about to break down the hottest crypto news to keep you ahead of the game. Today, we're diving into some massive stories shaking up the market, and trust me, you need to hear this. Imagine this. XRP, one of the biggest players in crypto, is facing a puzzling problem. 2 huge bullish developments, and yet the price isn't budging at all. Why is this happening, and what does it mean for your portfolio? Then we've got a wild story, a $220 million hack on SUI blockchain, but validators have stepped in to freeze most of the stolen funds. And hold up, there's a groundbreaking stablecoin making waves on the XRP ledger. This is the first of its kind in Europe. These stories aren't just headlines, they're signals of where the market is heading, and you don't want to miss the moves that could make or break your investment. So stick around until the end, because we're going to be dropping exclusive altcoin secrets in our free ebook that could give you the edge in this crazy crypto world. Plus, we will be heading over to X to find out all the breaking news that's happening in the financial world today. We will also be jumping over to Forex Factory and check out the red folder news that was reported this afternoon. We did a great job. Amazing numbers came out, good for the economy. Plus, we will be checking out Bitcoin and XRP in the charts, looking at the long-term and short-term momentum waves. As you all know, we have officially hit a new all-time high on Bitcoin. However, XRP continues to lag to the upside, but we will be checking in the long-term and short-term momentum waves for XRP as well. And we'll also be finding out where are those key resistance and support levels we need to keep an eye on. But first, let's head over to CoinMarketCap and check out the overall health of the crypto market today. As you can see right now, we are coming in at $3.52 total market cap trillion dollars, up 2.1%. After trading sideways for the last 10 days, Bitcoin and other cryptos finally making the breakout to the upside. And remember, our next target we've been talking about is that $3.6 trillion mark. This is the 30-day calendar here, as you can see. Over the past year, we can get a better idea of where we need to be headed, and that is right here. This is the next high that we have to break and claim as a support level, 3.57. So breaking above that at 3.6 trillion total market cap will be huge. As you can see right here, $163 billion worth of volume traded in the last 24 hours. Are we on our way to 4 trillion? Remember our previous all-time high for total market cap, $3.72 trillion, coming back December 16th of 2024. Fear and greed index still holding strong in regular greed levels at 76. Once we start to get into the extreme greed, that's when we need to start paying close attention to, are we getting close to a Bitcoin top? Yesterday was a 73 greed. Last week was a 69 greed. And as we see, some altcoins are starting to move to the upside, but nothing like the performance of Bitcoin. So we are still in Bitcoin season. We're 27 out of 100, not quite to altcoin season just yet. Bitcoin dominance still sitting at 63. We really need to see a pullback on Bitcoin dominance for altcoin season to happen. With Bitcoin getting to these all-time highs, as we showed yesterday in our video, we could see $115,000 playing out realistically for Bitcoin in this short-term run. Will money start to rotate above $110,000 out of Bitcoin into alts? As we take a look at the Bitcoin ETF tracker, today's report has not even started yet, but yesterday's report was fantastic. $603 million inflows into the ETFs. The day before, 329. The day before, $667 million. Now, this is on the 30-day report. As you can see, it's been up, and also price as well. When we zoom out and we take a look at the yearly, what we were talking about last week, when we started to see this declining volume on the ETF inflows, this has been a very, very strong indicator for where price will be going with Bitcoin. As we can see, this week right here, the week of April 20th, the second largest ever inflows into the Bitcoin ETFs really started to kick off that move to the upside. Then we started having some declining volume. Yes, last week we talked about this week needed to at least surpass the $616 million. Well, we just did $616 million in a day. We're at $1.6 billion of ETF inflows. Institutional money is coming for your Bitcoin. This is a great indicator to see where price is going. As you can see during our previous move in November, December, right here, nothing but solid inflows. Then we started to see price started coming to the downside, and these massive hedge funds started selling and taking profit for their clients. And that's when we started seeing the price. So we are going to continue to follow this for you every single day. Make sure you subscribe. Don't miss out on this. And checking in our top 5 total crypto market cap coins, we have Bitcoin at number 1 at $2.2 trillion, trading at 111,000. Ethereum coming in at number 2 at 320 billion. Tether at number 3 at 152 billion. XRP, when will it take back that number 3 spot? Currently sitting at number 4, 142 billion. BNB at the number 5 spot at 96 billion. Solana on its tail right now, though, at 93 billion. Will it be taking the number 5 spot in the next day or two? Let's take a look at the financial news, red folder news that did come out today. Unemployment claims, which is the most important number that we need to follow for crypto. That's what has been working. Well, that besides the actual Fed funds rate or the interest rate for the country. But this is what Bitcoin really likes to see, positive numbers. And you can see today's response to the upside. It was forecasted for 230,000 unemployment claims. Came in under, really exciting, 227,000 unemployment claims. Also, PMI, manufacturing and services PMI, was a beat. They were forecasted at 49.9, 52.3. And the services was 51, came in at 52.3. So very good news for the economy, which translates to great news for the markets. And speaking of massive news, we're going to head over to X now. Don't forget to follow us on x.com. We got at BULLRUNNERS HQ if you're searching for us. And don't forget, right now, we are doing a $100 XRP giveaway. Congratulations to Brendan and everyone for winning our previous XRP giveaway. If you want to win this, all you have to do is like this post, comment XRP below the post, and subscribe to our daily crypto newsletter. So once you click on the link here, bullrunners.com, altcoin secrets, it will bring you to this page where you can get our free ebook, Altcoin Secrets, the underground guidebook to becoming a crypto millionaire. Click the orange button, grab my book, enter your best email address, and boom, you're all set. The winner will be announced in our email newsletter every Sunday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. So everyone who subscribes to our daily newsletter gets our free ebook, Altcoin Secrets. And of course, you're going to be locked into the contest. As you saw in the intro, shout out to Isaac Miller for recreating the legendary video 12 years later, Bitcoin hitting $111,000. And when you click on his profile here, it says guy from the $100 Bitcoin video. So if you're not familiar, he said the exact same thing that he did in this video that we just showed you in the intro when Bitcoin officially passed $100. Not 100,000, but back in the day when he did 100,000, he also did this video again for 100,000, and now he did it for 111,000. So very cool to see another new all-time high. Exciting for Bitcoin maxis for sure. Just in, the SEC delays the decision on Bitwise and CoinShares XRP ETF, Canary XRP Trust, and CoinShares Litecoin ETF. So lots of delays coming out when it comes to these ETFs for other coins besides Bitcoin and Ethereum, obviously, but they will come in the future. And we'll dive deeper into this, but Cetus has released an official statement regarding the exploit. So this is that SUI liquidity pool that did get hacked. As of today, we are confirmed that an attacker has stolen approximately $223 million from the Cetus protocol, and we have took immediate action to lock our contract, preventing further theft of funds. 162 million of the compromised funds have been successfully paused. We are working with SUI Foundation and other ecosystem members right now on the next steps and solutions, with the goal of recovering the remaining stolen funds. The majority of impacted funds are paused, and we are actively pursuing paths to recover the remainder. We have no higher priority and will provide further updates as they become available through this channel. A full incident report will be disclosed later. We are sincerely grateful for your patience. Now, this is extremely bad news for a couple of reasons. One, obviously, people's money just got drained. Now, the interesting thing is SUI does have multiple liquidity pools for their USDC on SUI. However, this is a big one, obviously, getting hacked for $223 million. That is problem number one. Problem number two that everyone is starting to rant and rave about on X right now is the fact that they did pause all transactions and they paused the funds. Crypto was designed to be a decentralized protocol, a decentralized system. But when people get hacked and the company behind it goes out and freezes or changes or forks their protocol just to prevent the hack, that is a really bad sign. Now, SUI, I am really high on SUI. I think it's an amazing product, but this is very scary to see that this was happening. As they said right here, just in plain black and white, 162 million of the compromised funds have been successfully paused, and that is freaking people out. And then when you click underneath to look at some of the comments here, one of the next comments was from SUI validators are blocking transactions from hacker-linked addresses after Cetus exploit, freezing stolen funds, and recovery efforts begin. And as you can see right here from this poster, pausing funds on a decentralized exchange is like a bank telling you it's your money, but rejecting a withdrawal. And this one here successfully paused, $223 million gone, but don't worry, we paused the damage. Decentralized, people are really going hard on SUI's network right now. Now, on a positive side of things, just in breaking, Telegram reported a $540 million profit in 2024 as revenue surged to $1.4 billion. And I know if you're in crypto, you're probably in 1, 2, 3, 4, 50 Telegram groups out there. In fact, we, the Bull Runners, have a Telegram group to keep everyone updated as well. And this is all despite the founder, Pavel Durov, facing criminal charges in France over alleged content moderation failures. Remember, France asked him to pause posting about certain topics on the internet. He said he would not do that. And then he flew into a country and they arrested him, obviously later on released from that arrest. But this is interesting. He was standing strong for your free speech, and look at how he has been rewarded. Also breaking, Braza Group's new USD-backed stablecoin, USDB, is launching on the XRP ledger, giving individuals and institutions a seamless and secure way to move values across borders. With both USDB and BBRL on the XRPL, Braza is creating a scalable bridge between traditional finance in crypto in Latin America. So big news for XRP Ledger. XRP Ledger is continuously having more and more big news, partnerships, banks coming onto the ledger, real world assets coming onto the ledger, big, awesome information coming out for Ripple. But as we said, the price is stalled, and we've got an article that we're going to cover that. We went ahead and found some analysts, put together some good notes for us. We'll take a look into that. Justin, Kraken is going to be offering tokenized US stocks to users worldwide. And I think the biggest news today coming out for XRP, for Ripple, is Financials Europe becomes the first MiCA compliant Euro stablecoin on the XRP ledger. And this is a big deal because if you remember, a lot of stablecoins were not even going to be able to be used inside of Europe because they were not MiCA compliant. In fact, there are some coins out there that are totally rejecting the MiCA compliance. Tether has fought back against MiCA compliance. Well, as we know, XRP Ledger is fully compliant with MiCA, and companies and businesses are launching on top of XRP Ledger. This is a key step forward, compliant stablecoin adoption, enabling payments, tokenized real-world assets, and on-chain finance in Europe. And in a surprising twist today, besides all the positive news, bullish, Bitcoin has officially overtaken the Taiwan dollar, taking the 8th spot as the largest currency in the entire world by market cap. Is the Hong Kong dollar next? So as we can see here, currently ranked number 8 because of that $2.1 trillion market cap. Hong Kong's is at $2.4 trillion. Will it take out the Hong Kong dollar before a pullback in the Bitcoin markets? So let's look at XRP price fails to respond to 2 extremely bullish developments. Now here's why. An increase in leverage use and favorable regulatory changes could trigger an XRP rally to $3.50. The SEC's decision on spot XRP ETF could ignite a significant rally. We do know that it's been paused for one of them, but there's many more ETFs that are in the waiting. The current $2.2 billion XRP futures hints at growing institutional investor demand. The 2 most bullish events ever imagined by XRP advocates happened in 2025, but XRP continues to underperform the cryptocurrency market. On March 6th, XRP was listed as a candidate in the United States for the Digital Asset Reserve, if you all remember that, and Ripple Labs settled their years-long complaint with the United States SEC. And as we can see right here, XRP USD is in the blue chart, while the crypto market cap is in the red chart. As we can see, the total crypto market cap continues to grow extremely fast, and currently it's up 10.3% versus the minus 5.78% of XRP. XRP has fell 6% in the 3 months leading up to May 22nd, while overall crypto market cap rose 10%. So traders do remain hopeful for a 45% rally to that 350, with derivatives metrics signaling rising confidence. So leverage is ramping up for XRP, meaning people are taking longs at 5x, 10x, 20x leverage. Open interest is what that's called on XRP futures on major exchanges jumped to 923 million XRP on May 22nd, up 31% from 2 weeks prior. And the $2.2 billion position in futures markets signal growing interest from traders. So as we can see right here, XRP futures open interest on major exchanges is rising. Some traders are arguing that this is increased demand for leveraged XRP positions, which is showing institutional interest. Excessive demand for bullish leverage XRP causes a positive funding rate, meaning long buyers are the ones paying to carry the cost. As cryptocurrency traders are generally optimistic, a 7 to 14% annualized funding rate is expected in neutral markets, while periods of FOMO can push the indicator above 50%. And as you can see right now, XRP futures annualized funding rate is up at that 20% level. So it is exciting. Open interest is building for XRP. XRP in the charts is coiling up for an explosion. Will it be to the upside? Will it be the downside? We're going to check the charts here in just a moment. Let's go ahead and talk a little more about this Cetus hack that happened for $220 million. So the decentralized exchange is working with SUI Foundation to fix this issue. And they said a large number of validators identified the addresses with the stolen funds and are ignoring transactions on those addresses until further notice. The Cetus team is exploring paths to recover those funds and return them to the community. Now, $63 million worth of the stolen funds were already bridged to the Ethereum network and will not be recovered. The extractor team also identified a wallet address ending in AF16 used by the threat actors to launder those 20,000 Ethereum that were stolen for roughly $53 million. The recovery efforts of the asset freezes coordinated by different projects, platforms, and validators in the SUI ecosystem drew mixed reactions from the crypto community. As it says here, this is good news for the victims, but if validators, 114 only in total, can freeze wallets whenever they want, it raises major questions about the network's censorship resistance. SUI is anything but decentralized, one user wrote in their response. So let me know your opinion down in the comments. Do you think that this is a major problem for SUI going forward with their decentralization? Okay, checking in with XRP in the charts. We're here on the daily charts. We're looking at our weekly spider lines for our support and resistance. And as we can see on the weekly charts, our next level of resistance comes to us right here, $2.52. And to the downside, we have a support level at 224. Now, as we've been talking ever since this short-term momentum wave, the shaft trend cycle peaked at 100, we talked about the potential of price coming down and also the potential of this indicator resetting back to zero. This is a special form of stochastic indicator. As you can see, it has now reset to zero as of today, and now it can start to make its march to the upside. Last time the price moved to the upside started on May 7th was the bottom, and that's when price went from 213 all the way up to its most recent highs at 264.
Most people that are interested in crypto trading don't have the time to manage their entries and stop losses, so they invest with emotion, and that's why they lose. So we have a powerful way for you to make money by directly copying our trades and other successful crypto traders. And copy trading is one of the easiest and most popular ways to make money in crypto. Copying other traders that had more experience than me is how I became a crypto millionaire before 30 when I was new to the industry, back in 2016, but I had to manually enter the trades myself, which was super stressful because I didn't understand how to properly set up stop losses or take profits back then. So I ended up missing great entry points or holding longer than I should have, losing out on potential profits. That's why leveraging a copy trading platform that does this for you is the best way to go. And how it works is the exchange will put in the orders for you when you copy another experienced trader. That way you don't have to manually follow the trade alerts or enter or exit trade positions sitting at a computer all day long. And it's very easy to get started with too. All you have to do is go to the link in the description below this video and create your free account, deposit any crypto asset that is listed on the platform, and then choose which trader you like to copy that has the best win rate. And full disclaimer, because we believe in transparency, we do earn a small commission for every trade that you make on the exchange, but that helps support videos like this to help you succeed. And you can also get exclusive access to our top altcoin picks and breaking crypto news updates as well inside of our Telegram group through the link below this video. So check that out. I know you're going to love it.
The good news is the drop during this reset of the shaft trend cycle was not very significant. From the high to the bottom of this drop was only 13%. So that is very positive because we were riding long-term bullish. As we make this move to the upside, our next level is going to be 252 as we talked about. After that, we're going to be going to $2.80 will be a strong resistance. Then we're going to run into 295 and then 305. Once we break free from that, though, we will have a potential of a great push to the upside to previous all-time highs of $3.48, $3.50. After we break that level, we have the 370, and then comes the super potential of the move up to the $5 range. When we take a step back and we look at the weekly charts, as we can see, the same scenario here with our short-term momentum wave reset from 100 to 0, and the massive pump happened. That was our initial pump to the upside, creating that new all-time high. Now we've had a reset of the cycle and actually rested down and consolidated for quite some time at the lower level. Now it is starting to make its move up. There's 3 days left in this candle. It was red. It had made a move to the downside. We are starting to garner some really strong support to the upside. A really strong indicator of very strong bullish momentum would be price breaking right here, which, as you can see, consistently what we had was this high was our most recent high. Then we had the lower high. Then we had another lower high here. And price right now could not break this high. This is a very important level as well, with a weekly body close above this would create new market structure on the weekly. Now, I will tell you right now, I'm super optimistic with this weekly trend cycle making its move back to the upside. Our long-term momentum wave starting to curve to the upside, because when we go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin, price came all the way down, long-term momentum, started making its surge to the upside. The shaft trend cycle had reset to 0, started making its move to the upside. And when you take a look here, the weekly trend cycle is nearly maxing out on Bitcoin, and obviously it had its massive move. While if we take a look at XRP, it has started to take a move to the upside, and it has a lot of room to go, and it's barely even starting to move to the upside as far as price movement goes.